Hi guys, it's your boy Wiz here with another video. So this is going to be the first of the series. What I'm calling the series then is Cyrodiil Basics. It's aimed at your newer players, or indeed players who are not entirely sure about how to navigate through, but we're going to start off at the very basics. So starting off with things like how to get into Cyrodiil, navigating around Cyrodiil, stuff like that, just so people have a clue. So straight into your options, into the Cyrodiil there through campaigns. As you can see, I've got some AP, not a lot of AP there, but there is some. The rest is safely stored away in my bank. Now we go into the campaigns. As you can see there, we've got Emperor currently. Gleedy's our Emperor, so well done Gleedy. It gives us everything else we could need to look at there. So it tells us we own 4 of the 6 keeps for the Emperorship, so we are defending it quite well. It also gives us an overview of who's in the top 10 there, and it also tells us who's in the top 10 for the enemy as well, just so you can find out who you want to hunt, just like our boy up there, Crack Dog we always hunt down, mainly because Parker, one of our wolves, Big Daddy Wolf, he likes to have a little battle with him. To be fair, it's always fun, some good battles. I think he's got some videos on his YouTube. I'll try and get a link for it, and then we'll send you across there to watch the battles between those. And then yeah, none of the reds I recognise. So you can abandon the campaign, costs about 100k AP I think it is to abandon the campaign, to move across into any of the others that you see there. So Blackreach isn't alliance locked, whereas Grey Host is. Now Grey Host, which is the next one down, is essentially the home campaign for a lot of people. Now it tells us there that all the campaigns end in 14 days. I'd ignore the guild members because that's bugged, because usually when a whole guild's in there, it says I've got one person. As you can see, Grey's pretty busy at the moment. Reds are a pop lock. The rest of us have got a bit more. You got your Ice Reach even. Ice Reach in there. Ice Reach is essentially your below 50s. The below 50 campaign is essentially for newer toons. So once you get your toon up to level 10 and it says you can start doing battlegrounds, you can start doing your dungeons, you can also pop into Cyrodiil as well. The reason I think they've got it in there is mainly because as a new player you don't really want to be coming up against the big sweaty 3-600s and you know, all the bigger players, and you don't want the toxicity from the normal people. And then you go down to the last one, Raven Watch, which isn't alliance locked I believe, no CP, but the good thing about this, especially if you hate Nightblades, is your proc sets are disengaged. So that basically means things like Chlorine's Legacy, your Falcon Scoria and whatnot will not let you in. So we're just going to go enter the campaign quickly. So click enter. This one tells you got to wait a minute. As you can see there, you don't have to, just click X to accept it, and then it'll load you in. What I've done is just edit out the load screens because the load screens are unnecessary. So there we are, we're straight in there then, and as you can see, as soon as you enter, there is a shiny on the left there. So it's always nice to pick them up, especially if you're a PvE and you've got all your eidetic memory and all that bollocks, because it will fill that up for you. Now that's me just looking at the map quickly. So you've got the southern and northern rock there. So we're going to start in this one, to be fair. So where we are, essentially we can go across to speak to the vendors. You've got your siege merchants here and all your questies. Now as you can see, I've got one quest marker up. I'll speak about that briefly in a second. So this is our home base. It's a lovely blue base. Look at it, Daggerfall everywhere, just as we should be. So you can pick a quest up from him, and there's a couple on the board you can pick up, one from him and one from our mate Sheargarth. Swords, axes, maces. Yeah, you'll get used to him rabbiting shit as you walk past him. But if you want to do the quest, it's the Vorendrung quest. Vorendrung just fucking ruins the game, so I just tend to ignore it because it's absolute bullshit. Ignore Vorendrung at all costs, folks, because you'll be the most hated man or woman or toaster. If you want to be a toaster, you'll be the fucking only toaster in the game. And then he'll give you a quest as well, generally one of your scroll quests, so like your Altadoon, your Nemok, not always your own scroll by the way, but they will give you a scroll quest. Unfortunately I've already picked them up, so I can't actually show how to pick them up. So yeah, the Grand Warlord will also give you your base quest as well if you want to do that, but you can skip it. Now we're going to go down to Siege Merchant. Siege Merchant's your best mate. You will pick absolutely everything that you can think of for PvP in this area now. Sorry about him trying to group with me. He always does it. I don't know why. As soon as you get the cyrodiil, someone always tries to group with me. I'm not big, I'm not clever, I don't know why people want to be with me. I don't want to be with me, and I'm there. So the first thing you'll see is all of your foods. I'd ignore the foods because they're bollocks. Go for your pots, especially your Alliance Battle and your Alliance Spell Draft there. Very good to sell to the buttfuck PvEers who can't be asked to make their own. You can sell them and get a bit of gold. If not, use them like I do. It increases your spell damage, so it's very good, especially if you're on a mag toon and you've bred into your spell damage, whereas I've gone weapon, so it's pointless. You've also got a Keep Recall Stone, which will essentially allow you to travel from anywhere in Cyrodiil as long as it's not inside or outside a keep. You'll be able to travel to one of your friendly keeps that is blue. So I'll show you what I mean about that as we go through the actual video, and then we start going on to siege/repair kits. So you got your bridge repair kits there. So with everything in the siege section, we can either use AP or gold. Now don't bother using gold. AP is far easier to come by. You capture a keep, you generally get 1,000. If you do a good defense, you get a couple of grand. Now your Covenant Blister there is the best one to use for smashing your doors in, and the Covenant is exactly the same. And yes, I'm sure you're all looking at fucking jokes for smashing doors. Now, the Covenant Fire Ballistas and any of the other Fire Pot Trebuchets there as well, they're always good to hit your normal players with. Causes a fuck ton of damage and everybody hates it. That's all you ever hear people complaining about, is how much damage they've been just hit by a random ballista has just killed them. Now underneath there then, if my game will move on, there you go. We've got our Covenant forward camp. So camps are very good. They will allow you, once you're dead, once every 5 minutes I believe it is, to be able to go back to that camp essentially and respawn just outside, as long as it's not at an enemy keep too close. Now they are a pain in the backside to put down. They will tell you forever you're either too close or the terrain's not flat enough. Now you've also got all your ice ballistas there and your meat bag, as you can see. Again, the ice one is good for your smashing people in with, and your meat bags are always good for just peppering doors and stopping people getting in and out. It's just an absolute pain. Flaming oil, depending who you are. I mean, the AD and EP seem to have fucking God knows what attached to their ballistas, because it just kills people constantly. Now you've also got your keep door repair kits. Your keep door repair kits are good to obviously repair the doors once you've done them, once you've destroyed, and also your masonry repair kits there for the walls that you destroy. Now these are your unsung heroes. Nobody uses them, but if you strive for one of your ballistas, so like the cold fire trebuchets, stuff like that, what you scribed for, you can use them to repair them if you don't want to lose them. And as you can see at the bottom there, you can buy soul gems. Why would you buy them? I mean, I wouldn't even bother wasting my AP, never mind my gold. I sell enough of those from going through dungeons. So yeah, don't bother with that shit. Just now, we're going to go off here because it's boring talking to this siege master. So we're going to run across the other side of the map essentially. I'm going to briefly show you the transistus shrine apparently. There it is, look at that, it's lovely. We'll go back to that in a minute, don't worry. So you've got the siege merchant here, sorry, not siege merchant, you've got your regional equipment merchant. Your regional equipment merchant allows you to buy overland sets randomly, by the way, from throughout Tamriel. I think it's a base game, so you won't get any of your DLC stuff in there. But you've definitely got Dishan, because you can get your Mother Cyro crap from there. I think I got my Inferno stuff when I was a noob there, I say many moons ago. It was like literally last year, you know. So yeah, about 2 years actually, sorry, about 2 years I've been playing. So it would cost about £1 mil, I think, someone bought it for, but you can buy them from there. You've got your Alliance War Researcher there as well, which will sell you loads of the Akavari style. If you are again into your outfit stuff, which I'm slowly getting back into, thanks to our lovely Satra in the guild, she constantly badgers me about looking good, because apparently I always look like a fucking homeless person as I run around Cyrodiil, but who gives a fuck what I look like when I'm teabagging your mum's face. Anyway, go across to the Elite Gear vendor now. So the Elite Gear vendor you can buy all sorts of crap from. So again, you can buy, it's all random, you can't choose what you buy other than the weight sets, jewellery or the weapon set. So you can get things like your Fasala's Guile from there, you can get your Vicious Death, you can get your Robes of Transmutation, which is great for a healer, and if you're a fucking dickhead you can always get a Vicious Death for your fucking range bomber, your fucking Nightblade, whatever dickhead you want to be, you know, run around with fucking bullshit like fucking Vicious Death. Come on people, stop with the Vicious Death. Vicious Death and Dark Convergence is always out. Now this is your war researcher, you can buy some lovely stuff for enchanting. Yeah, if you want to spend your AP randomly on bullshit, go for it. But there's far more interesting things to spend it on, like the Golden Vendor once a week. We'll go through the Golden Vendor and where to find them as we go through the series, to be fair. So what I'm showing you now is essentially we own a lot of the map. If we didn't own the map, however, and you couldn't transport out of here, then none of that would be blue and you'd have to go through that gate there, as we can see. Now to get to that gate, essentially what we need to do is either hightail it on foot or hightail it on your horse through the lovely area in front, which is where our scrolls are. Now we're going to run up to this transistus station that I was talking about a second ago, which is essentially like a teleportation device, so we can get ourselves around Cyrodiil. Now looking at the map again, everything there we own. Look at all that lovely blue stuff. So you can see we've got an enemy scroll there. So the gates quickly there. So there is 2 gates on each alliance, one protecting each scroll, and to get into an enemy gate then what you need to do is essentially own the 3 keys going forward from it. So you can see there we've taken that red scroll because the gate is open, because we own we own King's Crest, and King's Crest is linked to Arius, so because they are both ours we can go into that one. However, we can't go in because Farragut, we don't own Farragut yet. I'm sure in about 5 minutes we'll own that. And as you can see there, the yellow gate would technically be closed at the moment, even though they've got no scrolls. So it says that we have taken it all from them and they are starting to take stuff back. So again, you'll need Fairgill, and you'll need Black Boot and Bloodmane to be able to open up the back there to be able to steal their scrolls. Just a side note, there is Sky Shards if you're interested in the skill points. There is Sky Shards inside all of those. Now you can see those keeps that we own. The ones that are blue with the green hue behind them, you can transport to. And the one like Arius there that isn't, it means it's not connected. So you can see there's lovely little green lines flying between them all. That essentially means we can travel to those areas freely and we don't have to use our horse, which can slow the battle down quite a lot when you don't earn any of it. But luckily for us, we've got a few. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to travel to Bleakers quickly, just so you can sort of see the inside of one of the keeps. Now this is only one door, so it's very good if you're a small group and you want to take a keep essentially. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I don't think we can do it, but we're going to run through. Siege Merchants on the right there as we run past them. When I run things, I try to break the keeps down just so it's a bit easier for people to go through. Now you can't use Siege unless it's slotted on your bar. So to slot it's fairly straightforward. Go onto the thing that's not slotted, so like the Covenant Fire pot there, and press square and you can put it on your Hot Wheel, much the same as you do when you're in PvE, or if you've not done it before, that's how you do it. Now this is where we generally put oil. I forgot to buy oil, so I can't show you how to put the oil out, but it's exactly the same as putting anything else out, and this is just highlighting where we're going. I'm going to jump off. Not a good thing to do with no food, as you can see. Look at that health. Oh, heal yourself up, big boy. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So I'm just popping a ballista down, which everyone will be laughing at because it's our keep. You can't actually damage it, unfortunately, because it's ours. Now, what I tend to do is I'm using, especially ballistas, is fire, as you see there, and then back away from it. Looking at the animation, you can watch it reload, and then you can go back onto it, and then you can fire it again. Now once it's reloaded, you can press triangle to actually put it away like I just did. And that's essentially putting and packing away Siege. It's fairly interesting. It's even better when you've got people fighting against you, but as you can see, it's all fairly empty. Now you can see up there that keeps saying terrain's not flat enough. That's because I'm attempting to put it somewhere where the terrain obviously isn't flat, and you'll find it frustrating quite a lot. If you ever find us in cyrodiil and you join one of our groups, you'll hear Cyro especially screaming that it's not flat enough, because it generally is. The game's just shit and it tells you it's not. Now, a lot of you might be a little bit slow on your horses. We can negate that a little bit with our CP system. So put in your wall mount, which stops you using stamina essentially when you're out of combat, and then the next one down, which is Gifted Rider, which increases your movement speed by 10% on your horse. It's always good, because the last thing you want in a battle is to be lagging behind and taking an absolute age to do anything. Right, so I think at the minute I'm just going to run across to one of our keeps that is under attack, so you can hopefully see the enemy attacking the keep, and I guarantee you before I get there it's going to be safe, because the blues were always so good at protecting things. Now a good side note for this is we're heading towards one of our gates. Now this is a milgate or a milgate, depending on how you pronounce it. As you can see there, the amount of times you see people trying to ride into it, you can't. Just ride around the side and you go up and over the steps. It's lovely. And sometimes you'll see little steps like this and watch me fall off, as I always do. Oh, I made it. Or did I make it? We'll find out next in the episode of trying to climb stairs. So as you can see now, it is actually gone back green, which is an absolute pain for me because I can't show you what I was going to show you. But there we go, we've revived back into base location. So what I'm going to do now is take the opportunity to show you how to get out of cyrodiil, because that is just as important as getting in, unfortunately, because a lot of people don't know. So this is a normal way shrine. It loads you up like it does in the transistus zone, but it won't let you in. Now you can travel anywhere apart from a house. It won't let you travel to a house. I was going to go Bankerai, but then for some reason I decided Somerset. I know why Somerset, because a certain lady in the guild will kick off if I don't go Somerset. I have to go Somerset, she's the boss. So I'm in Somerset. I'm just going to travel to my house, which is very boring for you guys to see, but that's me just showing off that I've got the Eleanor private arena. So again, I think my load screen's fairly quick out of here, but if you've got a PS4 peasants, you will take a little bit longer. It's very pretty in this arena, very pretty. There we go, look at that. A couple of seconds and I'm back in. Lovely view of my arena, watch out for that because that hurts. Well done, you jumped over it. GG's fat crow. Right, so there you go, that's me showing you I've got Volendrung and I've got my lovely blue shield. Show off, yeah, I know, absolute idiot. But yeah, thanks for coming across. It's always a pleasure to ramble on. It's been probably my longest video that I've done in a long while, but that's essentially it for getting in and out of cyrodiil and navigating the little bits around. In the next episodes we'll go through some of the other stuff, and apparently I'm going to show you Dagfall Dynamic League, which is my guild that I support along with Satra, Angry Man, Parker. Big shout out to Pat and the lovely Squirrel Buster. Such a lovely bunch of people. If you're ever on EU, to give us a shout and we'll come across and we'll all talk shit to you. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace out. Bye bye.